Alexandrian Codex. Last episode I totally forgot to do the shameless plug, but whatever, who cares. I'm Alex. This here is Where the Water Tastes Like Wine, and this little bit here... Oh, the janitor's story got better. I think we've already told him the janitor's story. And if we haven't, well, that one's helpful. Yeah, I see the fire from here. Watch him be like, tell me a scary story. Tell me a scary story. Tell me a scary story. And I'm just gonna weep. just spent minutes of my valuable time. Minutes of my life I'll never get back reorganizing things into hopeful stories. I kind of wish that you just had your entire repertoire of stories available at any given time. It seems needless to have us sort them back and forth. Like, ooh, right now I want this story, but only these 3 of these possible 6 or 9 or whatever stories. August! Can't win for losing.
I had me a wife, a baby girl, but no livelihood.
Hey, I barely have me a livelihood.
I tried my hand at my daddy's factory work, but I wasn't up to snuff. For every bottle I filled on the line, I emptied my soul.
Yeah.
When the war started, I figured I'd fight for my country. But they wouldn't take me on account of all those years reading. Couldn't see well enough.
Oh. Get you some of these, dog.
But the merchant marine, they took me as I am. And then, I had everything.
Sailor. Well, sort of a sailor.
So I miss them blood-pounding adventure stories. You got any like that?
Son of a bitch. Adventure story, huh? Well, I got some bizarre children. You want to hear about them? Phrasing?
World ain't always like that, you know.
Ain't like what?
Travel, the real deal. It was a whole different thing. The stories I read as a kid never told me about the fog so thick you can't see the Eiffel Tower, or how the rats cover the street in every port. But I'd see it all again if I could. But you know, the books I miss the most is the hopeful ones.
Yeah, I gathered. Let me tell you about this wonderful gay couple.
Leaves a warm feeling in your chest, huh?
Damn straight.
I loved my family. But when I entered the service, I fell in love with the sea and my brothers.
What's a pirate's favorite letter of the alphabet? Did you say R? That's close. What's his first love? Be the sea.
You think your heart can't make room enough, but it grows bigger than you can imagine to fit them all in. But you tell me, what's the wildest thing you've seen on the roads out here? Anything good and exciting?
Fuck. Now he wants exciting things? Man who robbed a bank for his father in Boise. Kind of exciting.
My daddy said those stories aren't like the world really is. He was right.
No, your daddy was full of shit. That's exciting.
My future. The moment our ship got hit, everything went black.
Your daddy's an arbitrary game designer who decided that a story can either be one of 6 categories, but those 6 categories apparently never overlap, which is bullshit.
I opened my eyes and nothing changed. I could hardly see. My future ended right there. Anyhow, you got any stories that end looking up? I miss those hopeful ones.
Pig farmers? This was funny. This one should be... I know this one's hopeful.
Well, that one sure makes me smile. Joy. You ever been in a ship rolling on the open seas?
Nope.
The crash of the waves, the captain yelling orders. those stories couldn't hold a candle to the thrill of really being in the thick of it. Anyhow, you got any stories that end looking up? I miss those hopeful ones.
This one should be hopeful. If this one isn't hopeful, I'm gonna be perplexed.
Leaves a warm feeling in your chest, huh? Trust. Thought I trusted Louisa with my heart, with my life. But in too many ports, I learned it's hard to believe in someone who ain't there. Ah, here's the sun. Time for me to get going. If you ever find yourself over this way, ask around for me. I'll have more stories for you about the sea. And the brothers I left behind out there. They're always on my mind. Always will be.
Yar. I wish, if I went into stories, I could see which ones have been told before. So, okay, I just told this one, so let's switch it out with this. Actually... Fuck. Yeah, no, that was the best one of these, I guess. Okay. I haven't told him any of those. I haven't told him any of those. I haven't told him any of those. I told him this one, so I should switch this out. He wants exciting stories? I cannot help you. I haven't told him... I told him about Shaw, but I didn't tell him this, which I don't really think fits, but... I don't think any of them do fit. I tried telling him this one, which apparently he didn't think was hopeful, which he can fucking shove it. So I'm gonna put Singing Workman back on here, because I like that one. Bedouino's hopeful, Dead Soldier of the Alamo, I didn't tell him either of these. Unstoppable Bronco, I told him this one. So I guess we switch this one back in for now. But I think I've already told him that one. Didn't tell him about either of these. Didn't tell him about this, or this. Ooh, August. Yeah, let's plug August in here. Tell him his own tale. Yeah. Right? Yep, none of these are hopeful. We told him about the bizarre children. He did not seem to take to that at all. I didn't tell him about future New York. Yeah, that one's hopeful. Did I tell him about the Tiger Cub? I don't think I did. Anywho, he's down in Portland, so let's just roll this motherfucker around. The Plaza Theater, which shows strange and uncanny documentaries. Ah, yeah. Singing Workman has become a better story. Alright, cool. Alright, motherfucker. I'm gonna tell you some goddamn hopeful stories.
For a moment, when I saw you coming close to the fire, I thought I saw a friend I made in port years ago, far away from here. Haven't seen him in years. Never will again.
Wow, I mean, you can't say that for a fact.
Blood-pounding adventure stories. You got any like that?
Got any like that? Well, maybe. The Gaunt Shepherd near Santa Fe. It's not exciting, though. You want thrilling. This creature in the box? Pretty exciting. The scary thrilling and exciting, or scary and thrilling are so similar. So what about the unstoppable Bronco? Is this just exciting? Don't be hopeful.
My blood's pumping. That's the kind I used to like as a boy. Trust. Thought I trusted Luke, but in too many ports I learned.
We know.
But anyway.
Funny. This seemed funny. The obsessive car driver who didn't own a car. Or maybe this is sad. I don't know.
Suppose I need a good laugh now and again.
We all do.
Travel. The real deal. It was a whole different thing. The stories I read as a kid never told me about the that I'd see it all again. But you know, the books I missed them.
The hopeful ones. Yeah, you don't say. Tell you what, this is full. Is this hopeful? Tell me what you think of this fortune-telling bird.
Leaves a warm feeling in your chest, huh?
Really now?
My fate? I was supposed to be in the cargo hold. Crate of munitions got loose, but I was running late.
Were you drunk?
If I'd been there when the ship got hit, done what I was told, I'd be dead for sure. Maybe it'd be better. Anyhow, you got any stories that end looking up? I miss those hopeful ones.
How about these two musicians? It didn't seem hopeful to me at the time. It seemed weird to me at the time, but, you know,
well,
it's
that
hopeful,
one sure
apparently.
makes me smile.
All right.
My wishes. I don't know if they came true. When I read those rags as a kid, imagine seeing distant shores. That was nothing compared to the real deal. I went further and saw more than any of those writers ever did. But you tell me, what's the wildest thing you've seen on the roads out here? Anything good and exciting?
What about this story about vacant farmhouse? This is scary, not exciting. The story of a street in Washington, D.C. lost for 100 years. Is this exciting? Does this thrill you?
Come on, that
fuck
can't be
off.
true. Sorrow ain't
Sorrow?
like that.
Ah! They should be color coordinated.
Sadness. Well, I'm never gonna see a new shore again.
Well, maybe they are. Maybe all the purple ones
That's
are hopeful.
about all I got to say about that. Well,
Shit.
time to get going. Talking with you.
Yeah.
I died the day my ship was sunk. I felt alive on that sea with my brothers, and knowing I was doing right by my family, my country.
My country.
Almost wish I never felt that way. Never knew what I'm missing now.
Whatever, man.
Maybe I'll find it here at the bottom of this bottle.
You won't. Alright. August Tale seems like it's done. Chapter 4? Fuck. Okay, let's go into the stories. Oh my god. Brother scheming to win cards. I haven't told him that one. I haven't told him any of those. I didn't tell him any of these. Didn't tell him any of those. Didn't tell him any of those. Told him this one. So let's switch that out. Told him this one. So let's switch that out. Told him this one. So I guess let's switch that out. Da 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 da. I told him this one, which is apparently sad. It's horseshit. Did I tell him Walkin' Willis? I guess I did. Alright, Casey Jones, Walkin' Willis, get out of here. Let's talk about the nervous man at the bus stop. I haven't told him this or this. I haven't told him this or this. Okay. Yeah. Oh, hey. Back up to Seattle. stop. Yes! Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Don't stop. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're doing it. We're doing it. Alright, wow, okay. That was a lot faster than I thought it would be. That just said Boise, and it scared the hell out of me. It's break time at this half-finished bridge. They rapidly listen to the story about the man who discovered Pluto. Pluto isn't a planet. August and Tool, Fly Away, Chapter 4. What? The fuck?
Krauts that sunk my ship took most of my sight in the blast.
So that's an albatross, right? That's tied to him? I mean, it looks like a seagull to me, but, literarily, I know it to be an allegory.
Came home, couldn't work, couldn't read. But I could drink. That I could do. Easy as falling off a log.
That's an expression.
And I could lose my family. I could do that too.
That's sad.
But you tell me, what's the wildest thing you've seen on the roads out here? Anything?
Wildest thing I've seen on the road. Yeah, its wings are way too big to be a seagull. Is it... You want thrilling, huh? Casey Jones.
Ooh, tell another like that and you could write a good rag. Travel taught me lots. I'd seen this world plenty. Beggars in every bar and port reach out with gnarled hands. But before it happened to me, I never seen anything like the way this country treats a serviceman. So I miss them blood-pounding adventure stories. You got any like that?
You got any like that? I guess. You want thrilling. This isn't thrilling. This is exciting or hopeful, maybe? Thrilling. Story of the girl who waited for her father's plane at a pond. Weatherman who's walked the route in Connecticut for 200 years. This one I thought was funny at first. Now I think it's scary or spooky. I don't know. We'll try it. This isn't thrilling, is it? Weatherman isn't thrilling.
I ain't getting the joke.
It's funny? God.
Faith. You coming to proselytize, telling me to find faith? I had faith. In this country I swore an oath to. And the gutter's where my faith led me. Anyhow, you got any stories that end looking up? I miss those hopeful ones.
Hopeful, 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 hopeful. I don't have hopeful stories because you stole all my hopeful stories, and none of these are gonna make you happy. How about the one about this kitty? That seemed hopeful. It's a cute tiger.
Well, that one sure makes me smile.
It should.
Joy? Well, I had a kind of fun, I guess. I'd go out with old pals to the juice joint, laugh enough to beat the band, flirt with dames. Louise is waiting at home, but I don't care about nothing. I'm tanked.
Shitty.
But you tell me, what's the wildest thing you've seen on the roads out here? Anything good and exciting?
They rob the same bank every week in the Southwest. This one's funny. It's not exciting. Or sad because of how it ends. Thrilling. 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 How about Mason? Why not just talk about Mason? This can't fail, and I'm assuming there are only 4 chapters.
That's the kind of adventure that sticks with you. Death. I'm not the man who became a mariner. Yeah, he died on that ship. But this ain't the country I believed in neither.
God damn right.
It marches on no matter who gets left behind. But you know, the books I miss the most is the hopeful.
But you know, the books I miss is the hopeful ones. What? It's not a smooth conversation transition.
Leaves a warm feeling in your chest, huh? Fate's funny. My daddy knew my whole story before I did. Said if I read those story magazines, I'd never amount to anything.
That's not how that
Here's
works.
to you, Pop.
All right.
Morning's here. I've got to get going.
Yeah.
If you find yourself out, I've got more to share.
Yeah. All right, we'll go down to Idaho. Fucking Boise? Oh, whatever. Follow the 30. Please be driving the other direction. All right. So, I imagine the way the game is supposed to be played is that you should be focusing on getting the stories from these folks rather than what I've decided to do and focusing on just getting all the stories. And there's not a river crossing here because God is cruel. Alright, we'll go around. So, it was definitely a misstep, I think, for me to go hunt down all the stories. Because now, I'm left just walking back and forth between conversations, and all I'm picking up in between them are improvements to stories I already have. Which in and of itself is not a bad thing, but it does feel a little boring and dissatisfying. I'll be real with you, I was about 100% done, 110% done with this character. The art change actually got me interested enough to hook me back in. Like, oh, okay, that's kind of a nice touch. But if it was just gonna be him sitting there with the bottle and the tattoos on his chest and no visual changes, and the only changes for having done talking to him, like 6 times in a row, being small changes in dialogue, that is not rewarding gameplay. That's very bleh. Especially because it's more and more difficult to complete each sequential chapter, which I get from like you want gameplay to escalate in difficulty perspective, but also this is not a game about gameplay. This is a game about stories. If you were to just critique this game or review this game solely based on its gameplay, there really isn't any. The gameplay kinda sucks. The game doesn't do a good job of conveying what stories are happy or sad or exciting or thrilling or whatever. It doesn't color coordinate them, and the only way that you get any indication if you got it right or wrong is by telling a story to somebody and them saying, no, I didn't ask for a sad story. But half the characters, or more than half, don't even say that. They just say, like, that wasn't what I asked for. Like, okay, so it's not hopeful. And the kind of micromanagement is a little much. I don't know. Alright, August.
You and me. Always meet.
Oh my god, it's
like
closed.
This. When that missile sunk my ship, I followed it down. And this is where it led. But you tell me, what's the wild...
The eyes closed. It was 3/4 of the way open. This is bullshit. Well, selecting the right story is part of the challenge.
That's
It'd be boring if it were color coordinated. Yeah, oh thank god, it was just a glitch. But it's boring as is, trying to figure out which is funny and which is sad, especially because I picked up some of these stories 12, 13, 15 hours ago. I don't remember the stories perfectly, and that's 15 hours of gameplay if I were sitting here playing them all at once. It's been weeks since I heard some of these stories, so I don't remember the context. So the game should give me some indication or some hints as to what it is, but it doesn't.
Doesn't matter who I loved. They're all gone now. I got a big old heart with no one in it. So I miss them blood-pounding...
Yeah, blood-pounding adventure stories. I think we're done. I think we're done with him. If there's a chapter 5, I'm just gonna be angry.
When you've seen enough real...
yeah, it's not horror.
Here's to you, Pop.
Yeah.
But you know...
Heard that one already. Hopeful stories. We are all out of... Well, no, this is hopeful. The color coordination would just make it
that one sure
memorable.
makes me smile.
Yeah.
Faith,
We
I
already did
had
this.
faith. In this country I swore an oath to. And the gutter's where my faith led me. Anyhow, you got any...
Stories end up looking up? Not really. Not anymore. You've taken all my hopeful stories. And
Leaves a warm feeling in your chest, huh? Heaven, I was drinking the night my Louisa left. Didn't notice till 2 dames and a lick of bottles later. Lost in my little slice of heaven.
sounds like you left her before she left you, dude.
But you know, the books I miss the most is the hopeful
I hate that transition. Well, my wife left me after I was drunk and sleeping with other women. But you know those books. Workers' Utopia. This one should be hopeful. It doesn't matter if it's hopeful at this point because the eye's full. And I kind of wish
warm feeling in your chest, huh?
I wish as soon as this meter got full that it just ended. That it just skipped to hearing the next part of their story. Instead, if I do what the game wants me to do and I put in the correct responses, I cannot use those correct responses in later chapters. And because the game doesn't tell me how many chapters I'm going to have to do for each person, I don't know if I should be holding back or deliberately telling wrong tales in order to hold on to hopeful stories. I feel like I'm being slightly penalized for playing the way that the game says it wants to play.
Yeah, I got nothing holding me back now. Just me and the bottle and the road. Brothers left me. Wife and kid left me. Country left me. Spend our whole lives living for the future, never realizing that when it comes, we'll have been forgotten. Sorry, mouth is dry from all this talking. And I reckon I got nothing left to say.
Okay, we're done with August. Thank God. Okay, 4 chapters per person. I think that's overkill still. Personally, I prefer like 3. Some of the characters I've liked a lot. August was not one of them. Alright, well, we're done with him. Now, if we head down to Nevada, we can go talk to the hippie. The hippie, as I recall, liked hopeful stories. I just can't remember what hopeful stories I've told her. Thunderbirds. Yeah, sure. Case Jones. Da, 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 da. Ba, 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 ba. I kind of wish the game reminded me what people liked or didn't like. What kind of stories they'd be inclined to ask for. Because it's a lot to hold in your head at one point. The 3-headed bird of never-ending hunger around Salt Lake City. More! Hell yeah. That's hopeful. Sure. The newspaper reporter with strictly positive views near Columbus. Is he supposed to be hopeful? I thought he was annoying, but... who knows? Ba-ba-da-bum. Dead soldier at the Alamo, not really. 2 bandits who hypnotize their victims with a song. Ba 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 da ba 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 da ba. I don't want any of these full open eye stories. Like, I kinda do because they're effective, but I don't because they won't grow in the telling, and I want to complete the I want all the things. Yeah, sure, let's just swing down to Nevada. If I do it wrong, it's fine. If I don't, that's great. This is south, right? Yeah, southeast. I suppose I could take a train there. Ooh, but it might be for the best if we take a little bit of air between here and there. Give the game some opportunities to throw better versions of our stories at us. Or just enjoy doing something except for, tell me a hopeful story, tell me a hopeful story, tell me a hopeful story. I think if this game were half as long, it would be twice as good. I don't mean that in a mean way. Just like, it's a novel idea, but it ran out that novelty very quickly. Like, once I got through the South, started moving into the Midwest, I think after, like, I was excited about the East Coast, especially really excited once I hit the South. I was pretty okay with, where the fuck am I? This is not... Jesus Christ. Straight west is where I need to go? The South was pretty interesting, pretty excited about that. I got really excited when we hit Chicago, but the Midwest was just, by and large, a bore. Hitting the Southwest was really nice, breath of fresh air. California, the West Coast I was pretty excited about, but the Midwest really should have been shrunken down. Maybe instead of being a pseudo-open world game like this, the game could have been on rails, like you would just travel between different cities or different towns. That would get rid of this annoying thing that we're doing right now and just walking from A to B over and over and over. Because this is a kind of unenjoyable filler. At first it's like, oh yeah, I'm just wandering the dusty road. But the dusty road isn't really all that interactable, and... yeah, it's okay. The writing in this game, phenomenal. Voice acting, phenomenal. The art, great. The game design, contestable. It's not bad, but it's not good. This is good art, or interesting art anyway. It's not a good game. But I didn't pick it up because I wanted a game, I wanted art. Money I'm not gonna spend. Oh, they were in Reno, not... Okay, well that would explain a few things. I'm mostly just grabbing these out of habit at some point, and the game could have done a great service to you early on by explaining what the fuck these icons are. Rose, Donovan Nordhag.
Well, hey, groovy to see you again. I guess I spilled it all about my childhood last time we talked. If you want to hear about the good old days and the hate, I can tell you something about that, maybe. But I want a good story in trade.
Yeah, you're from the future, you're weird. Yeah.
So, you seen anything really hilarious?
Hilarious. Gotcha. Tell the story of the driver who planned to race coast to coast.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
But the retelling isn't funny. Someone planning on driving from coast to coast, that's not funny. The funny part was that he didn't have a car.
Taking trips. They used to trip on acid.
LSD hasn't been invented yet.
Tests and Kesey and Leary and pretty much everyone was traveling the outer edges of the universe. When I got there, it was trips down deep, dark holes. Pills and horse and all the downers. But anyway, what's the most exciting story you got?
Ba 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 da 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 da. Do 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 da da da. Unstoppable Bronco.
Oh, wow. You got that straight shit. Totally my bag. Talking about faith. Yeah, it was supposed to be a place of trust. It used to be, they tell me, you'd show up and there was a place where they'd find you a couch to crash on. Just strangers helping strangers. So much faith in each other and the things they believed. A few years later, none of that was left.
Yeah, you go to San Francisco now, it's $200 a night for a bed. Or, $200 a night for crashing on a couch.
You know, I'd love to hear a really good, scary story.
It's only like 75 or 100 per night per couch. Scary, huh? Well, I met the devil. That's scary for you?
Wow, that's scary stuff. You are really good at telling these.
Thank you.
Freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose, right?
Yeah, kinda.
We had nothing left to lose, I thought. Altamont killed hate and scattered us all to the winds, and I thought the worst had happened.
Ah, no. But then, see, the worst part was that you free-spirited people grew up and became baby boomers, who then destroyed the environment and the economy, and then blamed your children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren for it.
So,
that's the
got
bad
any
part.
good, hopeful stories? Anything about what the world should be?
Hopeful. Who do you think I am? I don't have any hopeful stories on here right now. Tiger Cup, thank God.
Oh, that's good. I'll share that one when I get back home.
Yeah.
Joy. All the joy and color had drained out when I got there. The summer of love was over, and it was just a city street.
Yeah, this summer of '69.
With the gray fog and the pushers prowling.
It's a minimum of 30 years. 30 years.
I stopped grooving quick.
Stop grooving quick.
Got any good ghost stories? Anything scary?
Yeah, I met this lady from 30 years in the future who didn't seem fazed by the fact that she was wandering around the Dust Bowl.
Oh man, that's really good. Good and scary, I mean. Everything changes, of course. That's what life is. But couldn't it have held out for just a bit longer?
Well, I mean, you just have to wait around 30 years and you get to do it all over again.
Couldn't they just let me see that beautiful, colorful riot where we showed the world what it could be?
You didn't, though. You showed the world what a bunch of high-ass, spoiled fucking teenagers could do.
I hope that was an interesting story.
I hate hippie culture.
I don't have a lot of people ask me about what the hate was like. Maybe they feel like they know from the news. But they don't.
They don't understand.
I bet you have a lot of stories like that. So you're gonna have to tell them to me next time, okay?
Okay, now
Where
we're
you
going
heading
down
next?
to Vegas.
I'm catching a ride this way. Look for me, all right?
Yeah, so we just packaged up all our privilege and we made a wonderful little utopia where we ignored the means of production and the cost of I suppose, in the context of American history, it was a necessary period for people to go through in order for our culture to grow to the point where we realize, like, oh, hey, it's kind of superficial, progressive stuff. Like, you're not actually being meaningfully constructive or progressive, you're just acting like you are. really unhelpfully. We didn't tell any of those, 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 told this one, and she knows this one, so I should switch both of these out. And the more hopeful stuff, haven't told these, those, that, these, nope. These, nope. No. 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 Nope. This one. Landlady's cat. What? Oh, the one that was sucking the breath out of her lungs. Yeah, okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. And then these we haven't done at all, so we're going down to Vegas, huh? That's mostly south. Yeah. Follow the border. It seems ridiculous to me, and yeah, I'm millennial on a soapbox here. It seems utterly ridiculous to me that millennials are referred to as being entitled. The goddamn baby boomers are the ones that benefited from all of the social programs set up at the end of World War II, and then stripped away those social programs as they got older. Well, they think they have a right to free college education like California used to have? Subsidized food and housing? No, that was for us, but not for our not for our descendants. And yes, we were in a time before. Whatever. The glorification of hippie culture is masturbatory practice by baby boomers and people who buy into the bullshit of that perpetuated myth that it was really meaningful, because it wasn't. It was not nearly as impactful as it could have been and should have been. And I hope that even as progressive and insistently productive as my generation has been, I hope that people talk about my generation when I'm 60, 70 years old, like, those asshole millennials didn't push hard enough.
Hey,
We're the ones pushing hard
fellow
enough.
Traveler. You're lucky. I'm bored and I'm itching for someone to lay a story on me.
To lay a what on you?
I told you about hate and how I missed the summer and walked right into the fall, right? You want to hear about following the dead?
No, I wish you weren't in this
It
game.
was a few years of bliss and acid. Then I found its problems. So anyway, got any good ghost stories? Anything scary?
Ghost story. Landlady cat sucking out her life force. How about this?
Oh man, that's really good.
Thank you.
Good and scary, I mean.
Yep.
It changed over time. The band did, of course. Keith and Donna Jean joining, musical experiments.
What the fuck is this? Why are you telling me about this band that won't be made for 30 years?
But the heads did too. The hard drugs started showing up again.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah, the deadhead culture was a thing. You're absolutely right. What the fuck is it doing in this story? This is so incongruous with everything that's been established up until now. It'd make more sense if we had more characters like her, more characters from other historical periods of American history, but all of the Americans we've run into have been from this 1920s, 1930s era. She's the only one that's decades out of her time, which makes her just feel wrong. She already knows Walking Willis, son of a bitch. I don't have any funny stories. Well, let me tell you about August. Isn't it funny that he's blind and an alcoholic?
You got a groovy sense of humor, stranger.
Apparently.
Past. Sometimes you drop out of the scene and realize that the straight world thought you were the past. That the hippie scene was dead and gone.
Oh, please, it is dead and gone.
But while you were there, it was timeless.
Drugs will do that.
You know, I'd love to hear a really good scary story.
Yeah, you would. Scary story. Scary story. Scary story.
Oh, wow, that's scary stuff. You are really good at telling these.
Thank you.
Traps?
I think her every time she
Caught
says
on a
that.
limb, right? How do you make a life and a home when you're always traveling, following a band?
You don't.
I needed some roots. Then someone turned me on to the Back to the Land crowd.
Yeah, I was living in a commune. None of them lasted very long, and most of them ended pretty terribly.
So anyway, got any good ghost stories? Anything scary or weird?
Yeah, I got spooky stories. Spooky, scary stories. Story of the ghost who punished spiritualists for their hubris. Is this exciting? Was that not scary?
Oh, man,
thank
that's
God.
really good. Good and scary, I mean. Luck. I was so lucky. For a while, it felt like a charmed life. Here it was, everyone sharing, getting along, traveling together, and sharing this music.
No one making anything, living off the charity of other people. Being very entitled.
It was smaller than the hate scene, but wonderful. But anyway, know any good sad ones?
Appropriating
Keep it real,
Eastern
though.
religions,
Something sad and real.
cultures, and acting like it was all modern inventions by white people. Acting like you were the spiritual paragons of a nation. What do you want? Tragic story? Tragic? Alright, how about this cat who ate his lover? Who was also a horse.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, okay, that's tragic.
Do you know what happened next? They deserve a little love after that.
The cat ate the horse, ma'am. There will be no love.
Love. Well, there was lots of talk of love. We all loved one another, it's true.
Did you though?
There was heartbreak all the time. Cheating and lying and guilt and the other pieces of love.
Yeah. And the...
Well, it's been a while since I told anyone all those old tour stories. Thanks for listening, stranger. I like remembering those days. I'm headed this way.
L.A.,
Got a
huh?
ride to catch.
Alright, fair enough.
Maybe I'll see you around again.
Yeah, you will. You will, Rose. Didn't tell any of those. She already knows Walking Willis. So let's... this one's sad. We did those. We did... I told her August Tale, but I'm gonna keep that one equipped because I think it's good. None of those. I didn't tell her any of those. I didn't tell her any of those. I didn't tell her any of those. What the hell did I tell her? I told her this. I told her this. I told her this one. White Rider. I told her this. Didn't tell her this. Told her this. Didn't tell her this. I don't think. Maybe I... No. Definitely didn't. So we're headed west, southwest. I kind of hate that you can't work multiple times in a city. Because if I take a train, that's great. But I can basically take it only once. Yeah, it takes some special kind of egocentrism to call yourself the greatest generation. Really, I think it's pretty silly how we started naming generations. Because as long as people have been around, older generations have been like, those damn kids, changing everything. Why can't they just do things the way we used to? And young people, such as myself, or those younger, have always been, damn old people, why are they so insistent on doing things the way they used to? Why can't they change? And it is a story as old as fucking time itself. Doesn't make it any less difficult to navigate or engage with. But it does make it a hell of a lot more frustrating. Alright, this will probably be the last thing for this episode. We're knocking these storytellers out one by one. By God, we're gonna finish this game. Rose. Jonathan Nordhagen. Chapter 4. Oh,
Well,
fuck, I
hey
wasn't
there.
expecting
You're
this.
getting to be a familiar face. But it's weird. I can't remember what you look like when you're not sitting right there. You ever meet someone like that?
You've done too many drugs, Rose.
Anyway, I guess I should finish the story. Tell you about the commune and bring you right up to the now, or whatever this time is I'm in.
Yeah, you seem really unfazed by the fact that you're in the
Sometimes
30s.
it doesn't seem like reality, you dig? Unstuck in time, maybe, like that one cat in the book.
Okay.
You know, I'd love to hear a really good, scary story.
Scary story. Got it.
Oh, wow, that's scary stuff. You are really good at telling these.
I almost thanked her
Past.
again.
Well, lots of people say that we're living in the past.
You were.
But we're actually trying to create the future. The future we all saw so clearly back then. So anyway, got any good ghost stories? Anything scary?
Ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-ba-ba-bum. So, okay, I wanted a good ghost story. One that's actually pretty high rated, but none of these are actually high rated. So instead, why don't I just... Scary. Scary. This one was scary. The story of the three-headed bird of never-ending hunger around Salt Lake City. I don't know what the hell this was a reference to, but this is great.
Oh man, that's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Family. Yeah, they're my family. We all take care of the kids and each other. We bicker and fight, sure. But it's so nice having such a big family to watch each other.
Yeah.
Anyway, you got any good sad ones stored up? I guess I want to cry a little.
She hasn't asked us for a sad story yet. Interesting. Sad. 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 Sad stories are really aren't that... Well, no, there are a lot of sad stories. Soldier who journeyed 20 years for love. This is sad.
Oh, wow. Do you know what happened next? They deserve a little love after that.
I think it's implied he went and committed suicide.
Travel. Well, I still travel from time to time. Go to shows, visit friends, or just roll down the road to shed some of that moss. Every time I hear of a place where the dream lives on, I go to check it out. That's why we keep running into each other, I guess.
No, we're running into each other because I'm trying to steal your soul.
So, you seen anything really hilarious out here?
Funny, huh? Probably not. Truth be told, almost definitely not. I do not have funny stories. Willie, the man who robbed the same bank every week. This seemed funny to me. But also it ended up being sad in the end?
What, you think that's cool? Sounds more like you made it up.
Yeah, it's sad. God
Leadership.
damn it.
No, I'm not in charge of it. We're a collective. It sort of means no one has more power, but of course some people care more than others.
A collective is just a structure where the power hierarchy hasn't had a chance to assert itself yet. You didn't exist outside of a hierarchy, you just were ignorant of the way that you fit into a larger social hierarchical structure. Hierarchical structure?
It all works out, though. We make decisions, even if we argue about them for a while first.
It didn't
But
work out,
anyway,
though.
let's keep it grooving. Tell me something funny.
No, I will not tell you something funny. I have nothing funny. Here, how about Cassidy? Isn't it funny that he's heartbroken?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. And yeah, we still believe in free love. We love each other, whatever that means to each of us. We talked the whole night again. I've got to get ready to hit the road.
Okay.
You got a long way to travel too, don't you? I found my kind of good life, but I can tell you're still searching for yours. Maybe our paths are gonna cross again.
Yeah.
They tend to do that a lot, don't they? Keep looking for me on the roads.
See, I said this was going to be the last thing, but I think we have a chance to talk to her one more time and actually end this. What the fuck is this? Talking Rose on a spine? Yeah, you left just long enough. That's what Rose turned to. El Paso? El Paso? Is it El Paso? No, I want to go... Son of a bitch.
When I pitched into the sand.
I want to go there. Yeah, pretty weird that Rose turned into an undead monster. Kind of weird, considering she's from the future. But, you know, whatever. She can be an undead abomination if she wants to. Soup line over an hour. Yeah, seemed like it. Tell me about this better story. Miss Lynn's orphanage for curious boys and girls. Yes, I don't care about Toby. I think these little stories about how your stories got better would have been better vignettes if they were only one paragraph long, because I just clicked through them after the first time. My opinion of the game is lowering, not by the day, but
Hey, Fran.
I said earlier, this game would be twice as good if it were half as long, and I stand by that. It's really dragging on, because it's not adding any new elements, and at this point it's basically like, now go backtrack and tell all those stories to people repeatedly, over and over and over and over. And like, now it feels like work. And I'm in it because I want to hear the end of everybody's stories, but I'm feeling like the game needed more playtesting.
You want to hear more about the commune? Sure, I can tell you. I'm so grateful. You know, I'd love to hear.
Yeah, scary story. Bertha's scary. She's a sociopath who blames her husband for trying to find a better life for her daughters.
Oh, wow, that's scary stuff. You are really good at telling these. Family. Yeah, we bicker and fight. So, you see.
Yeah, hilarious. How about Rocio's just a nice lady? I have nothing. I have no way to make this funny.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. You can find joy in settling down in the land as much as traveling. Food that you grew yourself tastes like nothing else. So anyway, got any good ghost stories? Anything scary or weird?
As someone who's grown their own food, tastes great, but also tastes like, oh god, now it's gone, now I have to do it again. I'm just telling her people's stories. Is this good enough for you?
Oh man, that's really good. Travel. Well, I still travel from time to time. Go to shows, visit friends, or just roll down the road.
Yeah,
every time So...
Unfortunately, after talking to her a couple of times, I've heard all of these lines, so I'm just clicking through now.
Oh, that's good. Our morality? We still live the values. Even more, really. No burning gas up chasing the band, and we worked for our own food, and it all came straight from the earth.
But, Rose, you existed in a social position in society where your life choices could be afforded to you and made possible by your race, your class, your physical ability, your attractiveness, even the communal lifestyle, the hippie lifestyle, the hippie accessibility to hippie culture was not open to everyone, even if it pretended like it was. You did burn up gas. You didn't make all of your own food. There were concentrated efforts in communes, but most of them weren't very long-lived. And bullshit, it did not come straight from the earth. The consumption of... Whatever.
You know, I'd love to hear a really good, scary story.
The Rose part is Rose. These spine tangles, I don't get so much. I think I'm complaining so much because I hate hippie culture,
Oh,
and
wow, that's scary
I hate
stuff.
baby boomer
You were really good
nostalgia
at telling
about the
these.
1960s. We were so rebellious. We went to protest, but these goddamn millennials are protesting. How dare they? Well, they go get a job.
We're still
You
free.
tone-deaf motherfuckers.
Free from the rat race, maybe freer from money and chemicals and concrete and IBM than other people.
Free from the rat race. Your generation saw the greatest accumulation of wealth and destruction of the environment hitherto unseen by the human species. Freer from money and chemicals and concrete and IBM than other people. No. Apple? Apple was founded by previous hippies. IBM went on to be run by people who were previously hippies. Fucking Microsoft. Previous hippies. Hippies went on to create much of modern corporatist consumerist society that they so decried when they were in their youth. It's such a fucking hypocritical thing.
But it's lonely. And it's hard. I'm not gonna lie. I have a feeling we may not see each other again.
Thank God.
But I've told you my whole story, and you're still making yours.
Yeah.
Be well, stranger.
Fuck off, time traveler.
Remember that you are loved.
Not by you. Alright. So that's the end of hour 2. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to stop by again tomorrow for more of this. Less hippie hating, fortunately. It's more me talking about stuff in historical context that belongs in this game and isn't narratively way out of place. Seriously, Rose was a giant misplay. Writers and game designers. Anyway, make sure to comment, share, like, subscribe, all that silly shenanigans. Till then, toodaloo, take care, bye!